I didn't have a business. I was just creating. I was, putting out content about my life and who I am and showing my family and going through, my different stages of life, right? Didn't have an intention, like I said, to start a business or to create something out of it. It was just something that I was doing. But then when I started to get into business and then I naturally became an entrepreneur doing this because the opportunity was just there, one day I Googled my name. So I Googled my name, and I don't know why I Googled my name that day. Just because I'm pretty cool, right? So let me Google it. I Googled my name, and then what came up on the first page of Google, which we can actually check while we're here right now with you guys. We can see you guys on LinkedIn there. LinkedIn, you guys can see my screen. So if I put in Sugira Rubasha, so when I Googled my name, that's when I was just like, wow. So first thing that comes up is LinkedIn. So Google does really well of going to all places, but LinkedIn is quite heavy on their SEO framework. Also, ChatGPT uses information from LinkedIn. Boom, LinkedIn pops up. My landing page pops up. A YouTube podcast that I was on. So someone straight away, if they wanted to find out about me, who's this person, right? Another thing I do, when you build a personal brand, like I said, it's your reputation. But now your reputation becomes very valuable. Do you know what I do if I've cold called someone, or if anywhere I go, I make sure I give them my name. I feel like I'm a famous person. I name drop on purpose. I'll be like, it's right on the text message. It's Sugira Rubasha. Sugira Rubasha. I do that on purpose because when he sees that message or she sees that message, then who's Sugira Rubasha? Because they don't know who I am. What are they gonna do? They're gonna Google me, and so when they Google me, they'll be like, oh wow, boom! I can go in and watch a full podcast. Oh boom. Boom. Oh, he has 30,000 followers on YouTube. Boom. I see some LinkedIn articles. Book him as a speaker. I just see so much content about him. What the hell? Boom. 1 point on Facebook. First page of Google. Boom. YouTube. It's showing you all my social media platforms. Like straight away, if you just met me or you're just seeing this, you could already know about me and who I am. Like you could, if you wanted to, you can find out very quickly how to run a sales meeting. So you're seeing things like this. Boom. Boom. Facebook, it just keeps going. How to build a personal brand in 2005. So if you've Googled me, boom, imagine they come into here. And then they come into here. And then they see this. We do this on purpose. So you see, even in the YouTube titles, we add my name there, right? SEO purposes. So personal brand is your reputation. It's your reputation online. So if you can scale your reputation, if you can scale that trust, you're going to win. You're going to win. So we live in an incredible era right now, but also leaves people at a disadvantage, because now I can, as a consumer, I can go buy from anywhere in the world. So, now you're seeing a lot of assistants, people going and getting offshore assistants, offshore editors. Why am I going to spend and pay someone here in Australia $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month when I can have someone overseas and I can pay less, right? So things now are becoming more commoditized in a way. Social media marketing, everyone does social media marketing. Everything's becoming commoditized. So, because we live in a global marketplace. There's people in again, third world countries who are not sleeping, they're working. So they're, things like taking jobs and all these type of things. So as a business owner, more businesses are becoming commoditized if there's no different thing about you. But what stops you from being commoditized and going from everywhere else is your personal brand. You can charge higher when you have a personal brand. People talk about a recession, they talk about money, things are tough. When you build a personal brand, you become recession proof. The recession doesn't apply to you. You probably even make more money in a so-called recession. Because you have a personal brand, I can go and take my product or my service to someone else. But you know what? I like you. I like the content you put out. I like what you stand for. I want to come bring my business to you. Now, I gave this in a keynote presentation the other day that, some people may be like, well, like if the personal brand is dependent on me, that means the business is depending on me. And as a business that's dependent on me, there's no high valuation. You can't sell that business. You can't exit that business because it all depends on you, right? But with a personal brand, that's not necessarily true. So your personal brand may help bring in more business to your company. It may help bring in, yes, 10 times, 10x, because of your brand. People want to come and be associated with the company, but which we'll go on to later. Look at Steve Jobs. He died, but he built a personal brand. He was out in the media. He was doing interviews. He was marketing the product every time things came out. People then related to his genius. They related to his passion. They related to his problem solving. Steve Jobs has a powerful personal brand. People went and bought from Apple because they liked Steve Jobs. Now Steve Jobs died, but do people still go and buy Apple? Do they even still talk about him? They'll still talk about him till today, But the company is not dependent on Steve Jobs, but his personal brand has still allowed people to go and buy into the company. So you see the power in that? So if I have a personal brand, and whether I sell my business or not, but let's say if I've built my personal brand, I've built my reputation, I've put out so much content in the marketplace, I'm an author, I'm a podcast host, I appear on other people's podcasts, I've started a podcast for your business, which I'm talking as if I'm you who's in this webinar and who's watching this on YouTube, right? You've built it, you've done it, right? People are now coming into the business, even without you. Even you have your team, your company just having its marketing, but now your personal brand is attached to that, your story. People love that. Business is flooding into that. Let's say you want to sell it. As long as you've built up the system and processes, SOP operations, even on the media side, don't have to be the podcast host. There could be a podcast host now that's implemented. Now that business is not only attached with amazing SOP standard procedures, but now that business is attached with media assets, intellectual property. That business has its own YouTube channel. That business has its own podcast that someone can, come in and easily run. That business has a podcast on the audio platforms. The business, because of the podcast, they put out content and have a great marketing funnel. That business now, without those intellectual property, without you building a brand and starting that in the first place, that business doesn't become as valuable. Still highly valuable if it's a profiting business before all the media and intellectual property. But now you're presenting to investors that we also have intellectual property here that earns us revenue. We work with a company that we're doing their personal brand, we're building their podcast, doing their marketing. And we just found out that they have a video that just had 1.5 million views on YouTube. I went and told them, I said, hey guys, your video is now monetized. So you are a partner with YouTube. They didn't know, they were shocked, they couldn't believe it, they were totally ecstatic. And I said, now we just got to flood the streets with the content. But let's say now this business, within a month or 2 months, as we keep putting out content, we can earn revenue through YouTube. So YouTube gives us an extra source of revenue. Powerful, right? So now imagine when you want to exit that business. Valuation will skyrocket even higher. So what they don't tell you about social media. So me, again, I told you guys 15.6 million channel views. So the population here in Australia is about maybe 20 million. I got 15 million channel views on my channel. 30,000 subs, videos, 4.6K. 4,000 videos. Wow, I'm actually impressed myself. Do you know how many videos that is? 4,000. That's because I don't attach to the outcome. I just flood the streets. The Rubasha Family Podcast, which we started, you can see we started our podcast a year later after I started my YouTube channel. Dad came to me and said, son, why don't we start a podcast? I said, genius. Podcast channel, we've got over 3,000 videos, 1.8K subscribers, 830,000 channel views. Persistence, right? Wow. Personal brand. So social media's changed, which is what I wanted to show you guys. Before on social media, it used to be about how many followers you have, really how many followers you have. who's following you, your parents, your friends, your mum, your classmate. Now it's about interest. It's about whatever you're interested in, it's going to appear to you. So for example, how many times do you guys, let's say you're a woman right now, and let's say you're searching for makeup. What's a good makeup that I can wear? I got a date with my fiance. Now what's going to happen is you're going to probably Google makeup places. Then your phone is going to track what you're doing. Your phone tracks what you're doing and sees, okay, she's looking for makeup stuff. Okay, let me find her. Let me help her. When you go on Instagram, makeup content's going to appear to you. When you go on TikTok, makeup content's going to appear. Because it's in your mind. Your phone is a manifestation, an extension of your mind. So whatever you imagine, whatever you're thinking, whatever problems you're having, you're going to, again, go and search that for your phone. So now it's about whatever you're interested in. So for example, those makeup brands, or let's say me right now, what the content that comes on my feed is entrepreneurship content, advice for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs can do this, of course, because it knows what I'm doing. My phone knows what I Google. My phone knows this guy's a CEO and he's serious and he doesn't sleep. He's always posting content. The AI has gotten very good. It splits two people up into creators or consumers. So it puts that content in front of me, and sometimes it may catch me, because here's the catch. On my Instagram, I don't follow anyone. That's how I know this is real. On my Instagram, I don't follow anyone. So when I go on my Instagram, how do I still have content that's appearing in my feed? I think the only pages I followed was my other podcast page and our company page. And sometimes, yes, I used to see more of my own content, like my content on the feed. Now, because the AI has gotten smarter, I don't follow anyone, but it still shows me content from other people. Still. And it shows me content from other people that I'm most likely to watch, so I can stay hooked. Because the longer I stay on Instagram, the more Instagram make money. So they remove that social thing, and it's interesting. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. I showed you I have 30,000 subscribers. It does look good if someone Googles you and then they see 30,000. That's good. Soon they may even remove those things, which is going to be very interesting. They may even remove them. Imagine that, they remove how many followers. If they do that, then it's all square game. That means sponsorship and stuff like that. But still, you'll still be able to see what's happening in your account in terms of engagement. But you get what I mean. It's not about followers anymore. You can have 0 followers, put out content. If you're into golf, if you have a mortgage broking business, a real estate business, whatever it is, in your niche, in your industry, people are looking for those solutions. So you can show up there. And if your main goal is just, there's so many people who need what you have all of your perfect customers out there, they just need to know that you exist. So this allows them to see that you exist, because they're going to find you, because manifestation again. Another thing is when you're going for word of mouth referrals. Your word of mouth referrals can be sending your content to other people. So when you close them, it's much easier. So you got to get good at the content now. So this is our content pyramid. I want you guys to take a look at this. This is how we do it. This is how we do it for, this is how we do it for our CEOs. This is how we do it for entrepreneurs. This is how we did it ourselves. We document the content. So for those of you guys who are watching this on YouTube and who are seeing this on this camera here, I am documenting this. I'm recording this in a camera. I'm not creating any content. I'm not putting up my phone and being like, this is how you create social media content. I'm not doing that. I don't have a script. I do a webinar, which I did a presentation the other day, and that's something I should have asked. I said, how many people you guys are doing webinars? Maybe someone would have answered. I think webinars are a great way to speak to your consumers, engage with people. I think webinars are a fantastic way to achieve that. Very good way to achieve that. But anyway, so let's say you're doing a webinar like I am, but then now I just record the webinar. I can record it on Zoom. So even if I don't have a camera, I can record the webinar on Zoom, Now that webinar that I've put on Zoom, which is here, one long form piece of content, I can put that up on YouTube. The webinar, put it up on YouTube saying how to buy real estate property in 2025, how to build a personal brand in 2025, live webinar, something like that. I can put it up on YouTube. Then from there, we use AI for this now. We can get that piece of long form piece of content here, one long form piece of content where I have multiple sections of me talking about the value and this, and I'm giving you all this amazing advice on how to buy your property, and I say so many nice things. We can put that into an AI software. AI software goes and spits out 12 to 15 pieces of short form pieces of content that you can now use on your social profiles, because not everyone's going to go and watch that 20 to 30 to 40 minute webinar on YouTube, but what they will do when they're scrolling, which 90% of people do, they can catch you giving that advice here on your phone. And if they keep seeing you doing that, and if you keep showing up on every single platform every day, all day, every day, your content now does the cold calling for you, goes to find its customers. If it's good content, more people are going to be aware about you. They may not take action, they may not buy from you, nothing may happen. They just might see your content, may like it, that was a pretty good piece of advice. I never thought about never thought property that way. When they go back on the Instagram, because Instagram saw that they were watching your piece of content, your content will come back again, and then they'll be able to, and that's how you get someone in your funnel, from awareness to like interested. You guys really know a funnel there. And so we do that through the micro content. And like you see here, which I already talked about, we distribute it across all of social media platforms. Let's say this piece of long form content, this webinar, what you can do is, and you can use ChatGPT for this, get a description or a transcript from the video. Maybe you get the transcript from the video. You can use places like Riverside, or you can use ChatGPT, I believe custom version, even that AI platform. You can ChatGPT, you can Google it. You can get a transcript from that video that you created from that webinar, then get that transcript into a newsletter article, teaching exactly all the amazing points that you said in that webinar, and you can now transfer that into a written article, so it can go out on LinkedIn, into video content, that short form piece of content. Imagine on LinkedIn, it's a B2B space, and now people are more in a focused mindset. You're putting a webinar, 5-minute webinar, 2-minute webinar, 30-second clip of you giving valuable advice, solving the problems. And when you know your customers so well, you can speak to them so well. I can speak to my customers through this camera because I'm living and breathing it. We're working with our customers. So I can speak to their pain points so well. When they come across this content, they get hooked because it's exactly what they're experiencing themselves, and it's a solution they need. So when they now think of my solution, because not all your customers are ready to buy. They say it's about maybe 1% who are ready to buy now. I think the rest of them, the 97%, are just shopping or just, in awareness stage, but only 1% are ready to buy now. So when most of those people, their pain point is so bad, some may be prepared early, but when a lot of them, they come when their pain point is at the highest, that's when they come and buy. And we want to get them when they come and buy. How? We want to stay top of mind. And you stay top of mind to them by doing this. We've just had so many customers come in, not because we went out, reached out to them, they came in straight away. No, they just got to the point where they're at the biggest point of constraint, and their job is to, how can I take away the biggest point of constraint? And right now, that's my marketing. Because my marketing is the most important asset. If I'm not marketing myself out there, how am I going to get out there more? And then we come top of mind. Because you see me every single day, all day, every day. Right? Okay, so this was something I showed out, which is quite valuable. You can see here, Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, he has 335 million Instagram followers. All the football clubs combined have only 184 million. Jessica Alba has 19 million followers on Instagram. Her company has 1 million. Steve Cook has 13.4 million followers on Twitter. Apple has 7. Richard Branson 12.7, Virgin 250. And I believe that, who's the Instagram for? Is that for Richard Branson as well? So what does that show you? It shows you that people love people. People want to follow people. People would rather follow people than follow the brands. People follow people. And like I said earlier, when people follow people, it reflects back to the brand. So Cristiano Ronaldo, I follow Cristiano Ronaldo. I like him as an individual, as an athlete, no matter what team I support. But let's say, what team is he playing for? Now I'm going to be even more interested. I'm going to watch their games. I may not have even knew the team he's playing for, but because I follow him, I now am a fan of that team. Now, when I go and buy merchandise, I'm going to go buy merchandise from the team. That money that I'm buying merchandise doesn't go to Cristiano Ronaldo. It goes to the team. So now the club, which is the brand, benefits from the personal brand. That's how you're going to benefit from your business brand will benefit from your personal brand. So people ask me, should I focus on my company brand or my personal brand? Focus on your personal brand. Deal flow would lead back to your business brand, because they're going to find out who you are and what you do. And then that's going to be interest in your business. Like I said, when Ronaldo leaves, the team, the brand that he was a part of, they still earn revenue from all the Ronaldo jerseys and people coming to the stadium. So that's why they will pay him what they pay him, because they know how it benefits their brand. So you guys see what I'm saying? What are the mistakes? You're not putting your brand out there. Does anyone have any questions? Well, today is the first part of our webinar. We're going to split up these events every single week, in really short form, sized bite information that's going to help you grow. It's going to help you grow. It's going to allow you to understand what it takes to do this. This is the greatest era to be alive. I can't speak any highly of what's happening right now. And if you put yourself out there, I promise you, your life will change. I promise you your life will change. I promise you your business will change. You want to be a keynote speaker. You want to be speaking and earning revenue, an extra source of revenue because you love what you do. You're solving problems of what you do in the marketplace. And now it's just about, how can I just scale my reputation to more people? How can I get out to more people? Right? So this is quite powerful. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm Sugira Rubasha. This is what we do as a company. What I will do is I will take you guys to my website. We'll get the next part of the webinar for next week. So, I'm just having a look. Someone Googles our company, they see so much content. So this is what we do, guys. Right now, we are at full capacity. We are literally not taking any clients in until September. That is our next cohort. We have a cohort program for CEOs who we basically we run their personal brand. We run their personal brand. We put out the content, and we help them get to where they're trying to go. We're also moving into an age of social media marketing, running advertisements also now for content companies, because we have the organic in abundance. We know how to do organic content. It's what we live and breathe, and it's what scales. So organic content is the content that you put out. Like I gave you guys in this webinar, I gave you guys the example. You document that piece of content. Once you've documented it, now, for example, like you can see in this video, it's just me documenting this video. This now is my pillar content. It goes up on YouTube for people to go and see. Imagine all of my potential customers. They weren't in this room. But for the people now who need this, who need to win, who need to be known, liked, and trusted in their industry, they understand that and they have that pain point. They were not in this room, but because I documented this, I never created the content. I was documenting that I was giving a presentation to CEOs and business owners. The people who were not in this room, they're now able to watch it. All of my customers. And when they come and watch it, they're going to relate to it so well. They're going to be like, I like this. This is what you call organic content. I didn't pay to put this out. It lets me put it out for free. Then from this, I can take so many short snippets from here, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, from this very conversation. I put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, put it on all platforms. That is your organic content. So that's quite powerful because that builds your brand. So when you go on my LinkedIn, that's what you're going to see. You're going to just see my content. But here's where now it gets powerful. Here's how we make money from this. Because if you want to make money from your business doing this, this is what you do. You do exactly what I just said. Document the content. Once you've documented, get the nice, best short form pieces of content, whether that's a podcast conversation, whether that's you on stage. Now you can get that content and run an advertisement on that content. On Facebook, on LinkedIn. Now, when you post organic content, which is just posting the content without paying for ads, and you're posting it, what it's going to give you, it's going to give you data. It's going to tell you who's consuming your content the most. Is it men? Is it women? Where are they from? How old are they? Right? What are their interests? Where are they finding you? What platform are they finding you the most? So it gives you all of that data. So now when you're running the ads, you can look at that data and say, well, on my organic social media, which I haven't paid for, I have 80% men, 20% women, I have this and this and this. Okay, when I'm running this advertisement, that's speaking to my audience. Whoever's liked my audience more, engages with them more, they're more likely and more hot. So now I can target this content that we created, this documentation, exactly this process I gave you, and then now that ad runs out. And now that's how that ad can make you money. And that's how you blow up quicker. Because now imagine if you're putting out 2 to 3 pieces of those contents and running ads on them, running $10 to $15 a day on those ads. Speaking to your customer, targeted directly to your audience. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to grow. So that's quite powerful. That's where in the stage of doing for our clients as well, is taking the horn and running ads for them, which is quite powerful, allows us to help our clients make even more money. So they're not just investing money into the personal brand, we're going to help them make money, make a 10x, make a 20x, really break the bank, and that becomes valuable. So this webinar is just for the people just to come and take value out of it. Just come and learn. And if you're one of these people, if you are a CEO, if you're at this level and you need this and you're willing to, partner with a company that can help you get there, that can help you put yourself out there, build up your brand, put you wherever you need to be in front of your audience, and then now start to amplify that with advertisements, that is a game changer. And that's how you win. So you can just head over to our website. We have a quiz that you can take. You can put in only I can see this. You can fill out an application and we'll get back to you. Thanks.